All right. Winter solstice. Phew, thank goodness. Thank goodness we've made it through the darkest days. And now, of course, our days start to get longer in the Northern Hemisphere. This is where we're moving into. So with every contraction comes expansion, and with every expansion comes contraction. So I invite you in this moment just to check in to get a gauge of what season you're in your life. You know, so often the external kind of narrative is that we need to be sort of in the summertime of our life all the time. And it's like, woo, we're doing great things. And blah. Like that's the whole social media really feeds that as well, right? It's like the highlight reel of our lives. And that's not the case. We're never going to just be in one season. So whatever season of your life you find yourself in right now, I invite you to honor that season, whether it's the winter time. After winter comes spring, comes that rebirth and growth. The summertime, we do have that exuberance and that lightness and that expansion. And the fall, of course, you know, in Ayurvedic terms, is that time of, it's the time of harvest. And it's also that time of things starting to slowly break down. And there's no one better or worse season. They all have their virtues, they all have their strengths. And as humans, we need to go through all of these seasons. It's just the way of it. It's this world of duality that we are in, that we're going to experience a whole range of experiences, emotions, and life events, I will call them. So please honor where you're at tonight. I'm going to be taking us through a light body activation. If you don't know what that is, it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is, like, if you know that you are more than this body, you're in the right place. If you have some kind of inkling that it's like, yeah, I have a body, it feels pretty real, and it is. And there's a lot more. In yoga, we talk about the koshas, the different layers, the different veils of our experience. And what is so incredibly beautiful and mind-blowing to me is that thousands of years ago, the rishis, the yogis, they knew, they intuited, they downloaded, they sat still long enough to understand that we are more than this physical structure. And how powerful that we've had those that have come before us to pass down this sacred wisdom, especially in global times of the world, you know, what we're experiencing and going through so much turmoil and uncertainty collectively, maybe for the first time in our lifetimes, where things have been so unstable, and depending, you know, where we grew up in our experiences, but I'm speaking collectively, we need to anchor into something deeper. And it's the time for all of us light workers, those who are here of the light, to share the light, to be the light, to do the inner work so that we can root into the unknown, so that we can cultivate the resiliency that is required here, that is so incredibly important to navigate our day-to-day life and to truly fulfill our dharma, what we came here to be. If we're in our programming and conditioning, then it's going to be very difficult for us to get out of the matrix of suffering, so to speak. And that's really the work that I do with my students and my clients, whether it's in my Ayurveda training, whether it's in my one-to-one work, whether it's in my energy healing work, is to look at the deeper, latent, subconscious limiting perceptions and beliefs that are keeping us separate from experiencing ourselves as whole, from experiencing our divinity. And until we do that, we're going to stay in suffering. And it might be like that low grade kind of back of the room, just in the background suffering, like, oh, it's just a bit of anxiety. It's just a bit of depression. It's just a little, we can minimize our pain. And I speak to people all the time who want something different. And, oh, you know, I've got this problem and this suffering and that suffering. But when push comes to shove, they're not willing to let go of the addiction to the pattern, because it becomes intertwined with identity. And when our subconscious patterns become intertwined with our identity, which they do, they are, it's very difficult to see beyond ourselves. And that's probably the greatest perpetrator of our ongoing suffering as humans. So my intention is that tonight's light body activation is going to open up a portal for you to experience your true nature, your true essence, because that's everything. From that place of remembering who we are, not necessarily from that conscious place, but that activation on a cellular level, on a energy level, on a soul connection level, we have a very different perspective of our life. We can live from that wounded ego place, and most of humanity does. And then there's a higher level place that we can experience this reality from, that is accessible to all of us. And that's what I would like to offer to you this evening. And I want you to know that there's no wrong experience. Whatever experience you have this evening, you might feel great expansion, you might feel peace, you might feel nothing. It's all good. And just trusting that you're getting exactly what you need in this moment. And you can even set that intention yourself, that you do receive what is in your highest and best. And I always like to word it like that, like what is in the highest and best. And your soul, from that soul level, you know what's in your highest and best. I'm not talking about consciously. Consciously, you might think, well, I want a nicer house or a new car or a partner or a career or whatever. We might think that's our highest and best. And the universe will show us exactly what is in our highest and best. And it may not look or feel like we think it should. And that's the ongoing plight. But know that wherever you're at in your life right now, you're in the perfect place. However uncomfortable or comfortable it may be right now, you're not off track. We can't be off path. We're not off our path. We're never off path. We're always exactly where we need to be. Doesn't mean there isn't room for expansion from that place, but it means that you can't mess it up. You can't mess it up. And so the same is true for tonight's experience. You can't mess this up. I'm going to tune in. I have nothing planned. I don't know where this is going. So we're on this ride together. We're on this adventure together. And I'm trusting that all of you souls who have showed up to here this evening, and all the souls who are connecting to this recording at any time in the future, that this is for you. That whatever comes through today is for you. Make no mistake about it. So that is my offering, and that is my intention and my blessing for you to receive what it is that is in your highest and best. So we're going to begin in a moment. I please just ask that you double check that you are muted and remain muted so that none of the background noise pops in. As I said earlier, please make yourself comfortable. That's going to be the most important part. If you do happen to fall asleep, that's okay. If that's a tendency of yours, you might want to sit upright. If you really, for whatever reason, have pain in your body or are just exhausted, you might lie back, really wherever you are going to be open to receive. And if you fall asleep, you're still receiving, maybe even greater, because the subconscious mind is quite receptive from that place. So fear not whatever your experience is. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to just a neutral screen here. And I'll join you back in at the end. So please take a moment to sit back, to settle into your body. As you close your eyes, just acknowledge that you have a body, that you're aware of the body, and that the body might be expressing sensation in a myriad of ways. So begin simply by acknowledging and noticing sensation in the body. You don't need to label it. Just notice sensation. You don't need to make a story around it or justify it or push it away even. But simply notice sensation. And then bring your focus to the breath and to the sensation of breathing. Specifically, follow the breath in from a couple of inches outside of your nose. Feel the air coming into the nostrils. Notice what happens in your body, the expansion on the inhalation. And then track and follow the breath on the exhalation. Notice what happens to your shoulders, to your rib cage, to your lungs, and following the breath literally beyond the nostrils on the exhale, all the way to the end of your exhalation. And with every exhalation, consciously give yourself permission to relax. Let yourself know that in this moment, it's safe for you to relax. That in this moment, you give yourself permission to soften the muscles, to soften your attention inwards. Notice the rhythm of the breath, whether it's rhythmical or arrhythmical, whether it's deep or shallow, fast or slow. Simply notice your body being breathed. And as we move through this process, you might observe sensations, feelings, emotions. You might have memories. You might even notice that you slip into different brainwave states that feel almost like sleep, but not quite. Whatever your experience is okay. And know that you have free will for all of the experiences in this process. If you would like to receive the healings and the new downloads to upgrade your operating system, so to speak, then you can affirm that. You can say yes inside of yourself. And if not, you don't have to. There is nothing imposed. There is nothing that you have to shift or change if you don't want to. My role here today is to facilitate a connection with your higher self and to activate that knowing of your higher self and the reunion and the union of this experience. So begin to listen for sounds around you. Send your awareness out in all directions and listen to the various sounds. Sounds in the room that you're in. Let your attention move from one sound to the next, to the next. Allow your sense of hearing to extend beyond the room that you're in. Listening for distant sounds. All of the sounds around you above and below. And then draw your attention close to the closest sounds, the sounds of your own breath. The sounds of your body. All of the many sounds inside the body. Perhaps you can hear the beating of the heart, the pulsation of blood and circulation. Just listen to the sounds. And then notice the sound of your breath, the most intimate sound of the life force coming in to animate your physical body. And this breath that carries the prana coming in and going out. And this prana, this energy, this life force is unconditional loving. It comes in, it asks nothing, and it goes out every moment. Breath coming in and breath going out. Take 2 more conscious breaths in this way. And then shift your focus into your heart center. The heart is a tremendous portal, a powerful energy center. Bring your focus here to your heart and then begin to feel and sense down through your physical body. Move down through the torso, down through the organs, through the belly, down through your back body, your lower back, into your pelvis, into your hips, to your pelvic floor, feeling and sensing down through the thighs, down through your knees, and simply noticing areas that are difficult to feel into, areas that your awareness might want to avoid or skip over. Just notice without judgment or story, and continue to scan down through the knees, through the lower legs, into the ankles, into your feet and your toes. And begin to send your awareness out the soles of the feet. Your awareness pierces through the earth like laser beams of light, moving through the many layers of the earth till you go down and down and down. Eventually, you come to the very core of the earth. And here you discover the most magnificent piece of black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is a crystal that looks like coal. And its character, its dharma, its vibration is to absorb heaviness, fatigue, negativity, any imbalance, the power of this crystal will absorb. So see this crystal as large as a mountain, magnificent, anchoring at the center of the earth, and offer into this core any anguish, any burden, any guilt, pain, or suffering. Offer up any fatigue or confusion, any self-hatred, any negativity. Offer up what is no longer serving your highest and best good. Offer up any physical pain, any mental or emotional pain. Allow the earth to absorb this. She will take this from you. Offer it over and allow this energy to be fueled down into this black tourmaline center of the earth. And the beauty of this energy of this black tourmaline is that it will transform and transmute this energy for you. It will transmute these energies to open up more space. And where there is space, there's perspective. When we lose sight of our wholeness, we suffer. When we lose touch with divinity, we suffer. When we lose ourself and our understanding of our place in the cosmos, it's very challenging. So you are not alone, but we must be willing to receive the support that is all around. So allow this black tourmaline to lovingly receive anything that you no longer wish to carry. Offer it up at the altar of life and offer it into this powerful energy of transmutation. And the rebound of this energy, this transmuted energy, moves up from the core of the earth. It moves up as light. It moves up as well-being, of recalibration, an energy of harmonious healing. So allow this loving, unconditional light to move up from the core of the earth, all the way up into the soles of your feet. Welcome up this healing light energy into your ankles, into your lower legs and knees, into your thighs, up into your pelvis, and see, feel, or sense this energy funneling up through Sushumna channel. This is through the core of your body or up through the spinal column. And as this energy begins to move, I command that all of your chakras be aligned, awakened, and balanced in the highest and best way for you. Awakening the root energy center, balancing and harmonizing for you to ground and feel rooted to the earth in a balanced and healthy way. To feel stable in your body, to feel stable in your mind. Feeling this grounded earth energy activated and balanced. And allowing this energy to move up to the sacral center, cleansing and balancing the sacral center, our center of limiting perceptions of the subconscious mind, of our sexuality and sensuality, and any imbalances related to the water element. Bringing back online this second chakra energy, bringing you back into your home, into your seat of yourself, back into your creative power and potentiality. Allowing this energy to move up into the solar plexus, the power center, and redefining your idea of power to get your inner power from a sense of alignment and congruency with Creator, with the energy of creation, understanding how to live from a powerful place, not power over, but connected to, understanding your own inner power, where you no longer self-criticize, judge, or blame, where you no longer disconnect from all that is important to you, to your values, to creating healthy boundaries, and to allowing divine inspiration to move into action from this clear and healthy, defined energy center. And allowing this energy to move up from the solar plexus into the heart space, balancing, activating, and healing the heart space. All perceived betrayals and wounding, allowing the heart space to be filled with loving light, to create a deeper sense of trust with yourself and with life. Allowing the space and the vibration from this heart portal to return to its most natural vibration, connecting to the energy of forgiveness, connecting to the energy of trust, of joy, of lightheartedness. Breathe here. Noticing any constriction or restriction, noticing any part that wants to protect, and just honor that. Allow it to be however it is in this moment, and send loving to the parts that want to protect. Send loving to the parts that feel they need protection. And take a soft, loving breath into your heart space. And allow this healing energy to move up from your heart, up through the throat, cleansing and purifying this bridge between your head and your heart, this center of communication, of expression, and of purification. Feel the space at the center of the neck, the throat, and also outside of the throat, the space around. Notice if you're carrying anything on your shoulders, on your upper back. And if there's any weight there, if there's any burden that you're carrying unnecessarily, offer it up into the core of the earth. Offer it back. And allow this healing energy to move up into the midbrain, to the third eye space, to activate this third eye center, to reunite you with your intuition. And as you're reunited with your intuition, the entire body is allowed to soften. As you're reunited with your deeper knowing, with your higher self, you have the opportunity to relax all of the external, knowing that you are guided from a deeper and higher place than your own ego constructs. And allow this energy that's moved up through the center of your body to arrive at your crown. And feel the crown gently floating upwards towards the cosmos. And see above your head a ball of light, can be any color that feels good to you. And jump a mini version of yourself or your consciousness into this ball of light. This becomes your vehicle. And allow this ball of light to start to float up above your head, above the room you're in, up into the sky. And know that as your consciousness expands, you are still tethered and grounded in the physical. So no need to have concern about not coming back into the body in a whole way. You will come back. I will guide you back here safely. And just know that there's a thin golden thread always connecting you to the physical as your consciousness expands. So let this ball of light float up into the sky, past the clouds, up higher and higher past the planets in our solar system, higher and higher, until eventually you move through a layer of golden light energy. And then through more darkness. And again, another layer of golden light energy. You keep floating up higher and higher, further and further from the conditioned self, greater perspective, greater expansion. As you float up, you eventually come to a layer of light that is rainbow colored and of a jelly-like substance. Move through that layer. Then you find yourself moving through a layer of pink, misty light. And beyond that layer, you see a doorway. So float over to this doorway. And as you go through this doorway, you merge with the energy of all that is. You merge into tingly white light. Allow this white light to meet you and to merge into the essence of creation itself. To merge with the essence of the energy of all that is. The energy from which you were birthed. The energy of pure consciousness. The energy of benevolence and unconditional loving. And I request that unconditional love be sent to every single cell of your body. And so you can witness that happening in whatever form comes to you. Witness unconditional loving coming into your being, into your whole being. Allow it, receive it. It is for you. And Creator, I command that a healing take place. So we're requesting a healing for your physical body. So take your attention into any area of your physical body that you would request greater healing and wholeness to return to. Hold your loving awareness there and give yourself permission to receive. It is safe for you to receive unconditional loving and healing for your physical body. And now we request a healing for your emotional body. So any disturbance emotionally, any disturbance that is keeping you separate from knowing yourself as wholeness, any disturbance that is keeping you feeling unsupported and separate, I command that the veils be lifted. I command that your perception be returned to wholeness in the highest and best way for you. I command that a healing take place for your heart through all time and space, through all dimensions, levels, and planes. Thank you. And we witness this healing take place of your heart. We witness loving light energy coming in to soothe the heart space. And can we bring in the download that I am worthy of receiving healing? I give myself permission to receive healing from Creator. It is easy for me to receive healing. I am healing now. And then I command a healing take place on the mental plane. For any mental disturbance, any habitual thought patterns that take you away from your true being, that keep you stuck in any degree of pain. I command that healing take place for your subconscious, for the programs in your subconscious that are keeping you separate, that are keeping you in lack and scarcity. So I command that the program of I'm not enough be lifted and cleared through all time and space and returned to the light of Creator. Thank you. And can we lift and clear the programming and the ancestral lineage of beliefs connected to life is hard. Life has to be hard. I have to prove myself to life. I have to work hard to show my value. Can we lift these beliefs and the vibration associated with them through all time and space and send them back to Creator? And can we bring in the understanding of abundance and what true abundance is and align your understanding, perceptions, and beliefs of abundance with that of Creator's? Would you like that? And if so, just say yes in your heart or out loud. Would you like the download of life is easy? My life is easy. I know how to live in the flow. I am open to grace. I feel grace every day. I am moved and inspired by the grace of divinity. I am aligned with my true nature. I am living congruently with my highest values and purpose. I know how to live from a heart-centered place. I know how to speak from my heart. I know how to stand up for myself and my values. I have a healthy relationship with my inner narrative. I know how to speak kindly to myself. I love my body. I love my mind. I love the relationship I have with my mind. I know how to be kind to myself. I know how to feel good about myself. I know how to have deep self-worth. I honor myself. I honor my feelings. I honor my life experience. I know that I choose my inner dialogue, my inner narratives. I know that I get to choose which stories I amplify or diminish inside of myself. I am a co-creator in this life. I know how to feel empowered by the energy of co-creation. I know how to take a stand for what I want in my life. I know how to be the person I want to be. I know how to be in alignment with my true nature, with my blueprint, with my soul essence. And I know that every discomfort in my life is guiding me back to myself, guiding me back to my heart, guiding me back to the awareness of wholeness. I know how to enjoy my life. I know how to laugh and have fun. It is easy for me to laugh every day. I unplug from collective negativity. I unplug from doom and gloom scenarios. I stand in my sovereignty with strength and with grace. I remember and live from my soul perspective. I am whole. I know how it feels to be whole. I know how it feels to be healthy in my body. I live with exuberant health. I tend to my body. I treat my body as a sacred temple. I listen to my body's needs. I respond and respect my body's needs. I feed and nourish my body on all levels. I feed and nourish my emotional body, my mental body, and energy bodies. I understand that I am not just a physical body. I understand that I am eternal, timeless. I no longer choose to be mired in confusion. I no longer choose to be mired in self-doubt, in lack mentality, in not enoughness. Can we align your understanding, perspective, and truth of abundance with that of creators? Can we teach you and remind you what true abundance is and what true abundance feels like? I request that an activation of your energy body be restored back to your blueprint, back to your soul essence in the highest and best way for you. Thank you. And I command that a healing take place for your energy field, that all energies and entities that are not of you, that are not of the light, that no longer are welcome in your energy field, be lifted and cleared in the highest and best way for you and return to the light. Thank you. I command that a lifting of the collective consciousness rooted in fear be lifted and cleared from your energy field in the highest and best way for you now and through all time and space. Thank you. And I command that a recalibration of your nervous system take place in the highest and best way for you through all time and space and be activated here and now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And can we teach you that you know how to live with a regulated nervous system, that you're worthy and deserving of living with a regulated nervous system, and that you know how it feels to live with and from that regulated state. And that it's easy for you to tap in and tune into that state when you notice you've been pulled out. And can we lift and clear all victim energy and vibration from your energy field through all time and space and send it back to the light of Creator? Thank you. And Creator, I command that unconditional loving be sent to your energy field. So welcome in loving light in whatever color feels appropriate to you. And imagine this light filling a ball of energy around your physical body. That ball of light can be close into your body, or it can be meters away or miles expanded around your physical body. You decide. And allow that healing light energy to be the color of your choice, to soften and marinate in this vibration, in this protective energy. And I command that you feel safe and loved and connected to the Creator of all that is, to your higher self and to your inner knowing, and that you may be guided deeply from this inner knowing so that you are no longer driven by programming and conditioning based in fear, based in lack, based in overwhelm or anxiety. So take a deep breath in and a slow, calm, steady breath out. Place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly. And take a moment to consider something that you're genuinely grateful for. And allow the vibration of gratitude to come into your heart, to well up inside of you, and to be amplified. This vibration of thanksgiving. And then remember that ball of light that you moved up into the cosmos in. See or imagine that ball of light coming back down until it floats above your physical head. And imagine rinsing off in a waterfall of pure white light energy. And then see your consciousness feel or guide your consciousness back in through the crown of your head, down through the midbrain, down through the throat, to reside in your heart. Feel the beating of your heart. Feel the belly underneath your hand, and feel your feet touching the earth. Coming back into the body while maintaining this expanded consciousness. Feeling the space all around you. Feeling the space behind your physical body, in front and to the sides. Feeling the space above and below. Feeling the space. And then feeling the space inside your physical body. Feeling the space. And setting the intention that all of these activations and transmissions from our healing be integrated and calibrated in the highest and best way for you through all time and space. So be it, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And as you slowly open your eyes, just look around your space, but let sight come into you. Let the colors, shapes, the shadows come into your awareness. Don't seek out anything. Just notice without narrative, without judgment. Notice what is around you from a state of presence, from a state of being. And make any movements that you need to come back into the day. All right. How's everybody doing? So feel free to type into the chat how that was for you. If you have any questions, you can type them into the chat, or you can raise your hand from the participant button. So it's important to drink water to help recalibrate, because even though we're working on the subtle energy body, the water is going to help you to recalibrate and for your physical body to sometimes catch up, because when we work on the energy level, things can move very quickly. We can really release energy patterns and blocks that we've had for a long time. You're welcome, Julie. So you're feeling beautiful. Thank you. Lisa, feeling tired. And you might feel that, right? You might feel fatigue that was in your system move up to move out. So that is totally okay if you're feeling that. And if you can just sort of slip into your blankets and covers and go to sleep, that will be helpful and powerful just to go into bedtime if you're able to do that, and to really rest, and also to drink the water. Manjeet saying good, relaxed. You're welcome. Rochelle, so soothing and releasing. Great. Pratibha, healing and grounding. Awesome. You're welcome, Dorothy. You're welcome, Michelle. This work can be very subtle, or you might feel really big shifts. Like you might begin to notice that ways that you've responded or ways of thinking and being just start to lift and clear for you quite easily. If you resonate with this kind of work and you don't already have my Theta Healing audio collection, I really highly suggest that you get that. It's $88 and you have a collection of 10 audios that take you through reprogramming. It's not necessarily, I mean, yes, we can call these meditations, but I see them more as energy activations and reprogramming. So in the audio collection, you might hear me move quite quickly through things to bypass the intellect, essentially to bypass the judgment that can come in, that we really just, these downloads to receive, to receive, to receive. And so just staying open to possibility is going to be really, really powerful in this. Gail says it was lovely, powerful. Thank you. You're welcome. Carol, very peaceful and lovely. You're welcome. Maria, light, peaceful, and so relaxed. So much gratitude. Yay, that's great. Bethany, you're welcome. Valeska, you're welcome. Sandra, feeling relaxed and sleepy. Patty, tingly feet, lighter upper body. Beautiful. Wanda, feeling peaceful. Yeah. When we come back to true essence, true nature, this is the place to make decisions from, to have conversations from, to write the email from, to engage in our life from. So much of the time we're in that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn state, and we're just coping, we're just surviving, we're just getting through our day, getting through our life. And so I invite you to keep coming back to source, opening up the perception of who you really are. If it's from the wounded ego, we will find life very difficult. When we exercise, and it literally is a practice, we can learn these tools, we can learn how to develop this resiliency and how to live from that soul space. It's a language, and it's something that we can learn and that is available to all of us. It's not just, you know, some special people that get to feel great in this life and others don't. It's a way that no matter what we've been through, no matter what life challenges you've had, that there is a way to rework the energy body to recalibrate to the truth of who you are. And this is one of the most powerful processes that I've used in my own healing, and particularly after the suicide of my partner. And I feel like this is what expedited my growth and my healing beyond lifetimes, it feels like. So I invite you to check out the Theta Healing course, or if you're interested in any of my other programs, my Ayurveda yoga training is coming up, and my soul-led business program. If you're wanting to go deeper inside of yourself, let me know. And I'm also creating something for around the New Year's time to anchor in 2022 and to set a good trajectory. So keep an eye open in your inbox for that notification. That will be a workshop where you can come together and not just intellectually, but also receive healings and downloads and upgrades, so that you can really move into 2022 from a place that feels really good and a conscious trajectory for you. Kala says, feeling a bit expanded and opened. Wonderful. Kath, deep full body rest and throat released. Beautiful. You're welcome, Kala. You're welcome, Jill. Peaceful and relaxed. Traveled in and out of the physical body, feeling connected. And that's okay when we go into these processes, is we will often go through different brainwave states. So that's completely appropriate and normal. Theta healing is the modality, and that's literally calling us into that theta brainwave state. And it's that brainwave state where we get to reprogram, because that's where our programs and conditioning were formed in the first 7 years of life, mostly. And they get anchored into the nervous system. So we have to go back to that theta brainwave state to unravel. So that's why it's not an intellectual practice or exercise. We can only get so far with talking things through. Okay, Jackie, feeling very clear. And your son fell fast asleep. Awesome. Bester, you're welcome. That was so amazing on the eve of another belly button birthday. Happy birthday. So grateful for all you do. You're so welcome. And great to see you here too, Luba. Are there any questions that anybody has? Feel free to unmute yourself. I know we've come up to the top of the hour, but I'll stand for a few more minutes. If anybody has any questions or comments or anything you'd like to share about your experience on this solstice day. And what a beautiful time to return to the light. I think it's so symbolic. It's collectively that contraction, and then we're going to extend the light of the days, and the light of our consciousness as well has a lot more room. There's a lot of wisdom in the darkness, and when we can really lean into that place, we can access the depths of our humanity and also the depths of our joy once we've gone into the darkest of the darks as well. So as I said in the beginning of our time together today, wherever you find yourself is absolutely appropriate. Pratibha says, thank you. As always, you're so welcome. So great to be with you all in this way. I acknowledge you for carving out the time to invest in yourself in this way and invest in your transformation. If there's no other questions or comments, well, I will bid you good night. I'm going to go have a bath and maybe journal a little bit. I invite you to do whatever nourishes you, whatever feels good, and to set some intentions. And I hope that you'll join me for the New Year's co-creating 2022 together. Like I said, keep your eye on your inbox, and I will give you details about that as soon as possible. All right, my friends, such a beautiful to see you this evening, and much love and safe and happy holidays. You're welcome. Feel free to unmute yourself. We can say a collective goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Blouse.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Blessings.
Bye.
Thank you.
Many blessings. Much love.